Good morning everyone, Chris here from Chris Campos Magic and Lightning Magic Shop. Today is very unusual. It's my first vlog. I wanted to show you exactly what I get up to on my days as a magician. Today is a busy day. I've got two gigs. The first one is very unusual because that is a little bit of kids magic. So I've got a half an hour kids show, and then I'm going on to do my normal stuff, which is an hour of adult magic at the same place. And then I'm going to do a Southend Sorcerers gig. Southend Sorcerers is my local magic club, and I do lots of shows for them. We go out once a month and we perform for members of the public. And we show them what we do, and that brings in a little bit of revenue for the club. But more importantly, it gives us time to practice our routines in front of a real life audience. For their first gig today, I'm doing a half an hour kids show. This is only the second time that I've done a kids show. I took the gig because the person booked me to do adult magic. So an hour's going around what I do 90% of the time, going around and doing tricks for the adults. However, after I booked the show, she then said, oh, it'd be really nice if you could do half an hour for the kids first before you come around and see the adults. So I reluctantly said yes. And as I've got all this kids magic tricks, I should probably put them to use. So I am going to try my best to get through half an hour with the kids. It is 9:30 and I'm in my workshop and I've got all my kids stuff laid out. And I'm going to try and work out of all this stuff that I've got here, what I'm actually going to perform today. The booker hasn't given me any clues as to what's going on today. All I know is that there's somewhere between 30 and 50 kids. Their ages range between 3 and 15. Trying to pick out routines that are going to play to that massive age range is going to be extremely difficult. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got way too much stuff. I've got way more than half an hour's worth here. So I am going to pick out routines that I think will work well. And then I am going to take far too much stuff. I'm going to take way more than I actually need. And when I get there, I will pick routines based on how the crowd is. And we'll kind of wing it a little bit. Come with me for the rest of the day and I'll try and get as much video as I can. I can't promise much because I'm going to be actually involved in the gig. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get my phone out. Hit that like and subscribe button if you like these videos, and I will try and do as many as I can in the future. Right, we have come across our first problem. I'm using a new speaker today because it's such, there's so many kids there. I normally use, if you can see it down here, my little QTX, which is a fantastic little speaker. It's got a battery in there, so you don't have to run it from the mains, although I always do. It's got an integrated headset microphone, this one here. And that works reasonably well, but the sound in there isn't brilliant and it's a little bit underpowered for today's. If there's really is 30 to 50 children, it's going to be quite a big hall to project to. I picked up these speakers a few weeks ago and I wanted to put them to the test really. They're much bigger, much more volume and much better sound. I had it rigged up through this little mixer and that was going into this. I'm only using the left speaker today, but it sounded awful. So I've cut out the mixer and I'm now going directly from my headset microphone receiver. I've got a cable going into channel 1 and I'm going to be plugging in my phone into channel number 2. Now the big problem that I've got is because this is a much bigger speaker and it's on a speaker stand, my 3.5 jack doesn't reach the table, so I can't plug my phone in and put it on the table. So in order to get round that, I have found this in my old stash of bits that I had. This is a little clippy phone holder that I had. See the phone clips in there. That had a thread on the back, so I was able to put in a quick release plate. That quick release plate can clip into my camera tripod, and that means that I can plug my phone in and we can have music for today's gig. Fantastic. So here we are, we're at our first venue today, and let's get everything out the car and get set up. I'm back home now and I've edited the video, and I realised that I haven't given a little update on how my second ever kids show went. Actually, it was pretty good. I was quite pleased. The kids were extremely well behaved. I mean, actually it was a bit of a problem because they wouldn't call out, they wouldn't shout out when I was doing something that I shouldn't be able to see. When I was doing something here and I was looking at the kids, I wanted them to shout out, but they wouldn't tell me that something had gone wrong. So that's something that I wasn't expecting. I also wasn't expecting that at the end of each routine, normally, because I'm used to being on stage with adults, they give me a round of applause, whereas the kids just sort of didn't do anything at all. So that threw me off a little bit as well. Everything went okay. I forgot to put one of my favourite routines at spots on my set list, so I forgot to do that routine, but that didn't matter. I still did my half an hour, and I actually had other routines left over as well, so I took way more than I needed. The kids were all between about 6, 7 and 8, I would guess. So I told you before the gig that I knew that there was some teenagers in the room. I just ignored them completely during the kids show. Played it for the 6 and 7 year olds, and then I went and did proper close-up for the teenagers late, and that worked extremely well. They thought the magic was great. The only thing that did go wrong during the kids show was Magic Marksman was my very last routine. If you don't know the routine, you have a little target, looks like a Quidditch goal with a circle in the top and then a sort of straight part and then a base. Fold a modelling balloon, you put it in the top, and then you give it to the kid, and you say you're going to run to the back of the room, put the target down, run all the way back here, hold a banana and shoot the balloon, and the balloon will burst. But unknown to them, every time they put the target down on the floor, the balloon bursts, and then you tell them, oh, you've got to come all the way back here before you burst the balloon. I didn't have the proper balloons, the balloons that come with the routine. I just used normal modelling balloons, and I think they're not big enough, so they don't squeeze into the circle well enough. And also they're thicker rubber possibly, so the mechanism that burst the balloon didn't work as well as it should. And then when I tried to recover the routine, I picked up the target and then I was just going to press the mechanism myself, and even that didn't make the balloon burst. So bit of a shame that the very last routine went wrong, but they got 6 or 7 other routines that worked just as well. The adult stuff went absolutely fine. 9 times out of 10 at gigs I'm entertaining a group of adults, so an hour and a half of close-up went absolutely fine. I used Andy Nyman's Big Reaction for the first time. That played perfectly. Definitely going to be using that a lot more. That's it, we're all finished, tidying up in the last venue today. Everything has gone absolutely fantastic. I was trying some new stuff today and it went absolutely brilliant. So I will definitely do a review of that trick at some time, but that's my day over. 2 gigs today, I've nearly lost my voice. Both crowds are absolutely fantastic. Over the weekend of the 19th and 20th of February, when we were all at Blackpool Magic Convention, the UK had a big storm, and unfortunately it took down our fences in the back garden. We did have a company booked in to replace the fences for us. We've used them before and it was absolutely amazing. However, and they didn't turn up, so I thought I'd give it a go myself. Got the panels from Lemon Fencing, they are extremely good, and got some tools from Screwfix, and I'm amazed at how well it all went. First time I've ever put some panels in, and I was expecting it to be hard work, but actually with the right tools and technique, it's actually really simple. Gave myself an ice bath at the end of the day because I knew I'd be aching the next day, and unfortunately the bubble bath looks like I've had some kind of bleed in the bath. And then on the morning of the 22nd I finished it off, put the last post in and then the last panel. When I lifted the panel to try and get it into the posts, I found out that the edge of the garage was actually in the way, so it was a bit of a struggle. I had to get the next door neighbour to help me, and I bent the post over to one side so that we could slide the panel in from above. With the fencing done, that allowed me time to move on to my next job. Today is Tuesday the 19th?
21st.
21st, I was close. And today we are doing... We're making a bed of nails.
Why not?
As you do. I tell you, every day's different at Lightning Magic Shop.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm. I can't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can't actually see what's on the screen. So we put in about 60 or 70 nails, and then we realised we haven't painted it. So the nails are coming out so that we can put some paint on. Dave here showing us the absolute worst spray painting ever.
Yeah.
He's available to paint cars, do graffiti.
Did you not hear about Banksy? Guessing you're filming this.
I am now.
Lucas, can you film for me as well? Yeah, press that. This is crazy. Who said making a bed of nails was a good idea? Ooh,
Actually, do you know what?
that's not too bad actually.
He's going to use that as
I
a
could get
bed.
used to that.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
I don't know.
So let's have a go then. So the goal is actually to lie your back, spread your back down as much as you can evenly.
Oh, easy. I don't want to say that on camera, really, do we? No, oh, it's so hard. Oh my God. Oh, it's so. Is that from me? Oh right, no, it's coming.
Good, isn't it?
It actually doesn't hurt one little bit.
There you go.
There you go. The science works. Good morning, everyone. It's Chris here, your favourite magician. It is Thursday the 24th, and this is my regular, not so regular, gig vlog. Today I am up in the Big Smoke. Some of you may have heard of it. It's a little village down the south called London. Give us a shout out if you've heard of London before. And today I've got my suit on, as you can see, because I am doing magic on a trade stand for one of my favourite clients. It's High Radius. They make highly intelligent, artificial intelligence software designed to fully automate your C2O processes. Try saying that during a chop cut routine. Hi everyone, it is after 11 o'clock on Thursday the 24th. Been doing magic all day. We went out for an amazing dinner after the trade show. Back home now, a few hours kip, and I'm back in the morning to do exactly the same thing tomorrow. Let's do it again. So here are my thoughts about doing close-up at the World Finance Forum for High Radius. The first day was exactly as expected. There was about 60 or 70 delegates there. There was about 200 exhibitors, and I did half an hour close-up in the coffee break in the morning. I did an hour's close-up during the lunch break, and I did about an hour at the happy hour at the end of the day. It worked an absolute treat. Magic is perfect for a trade show. It gives you a really good reason to interrupt people, gets them interested in less than a minute, and then you can deliver the company message, give them details about the products really quickly, integrated into the routines, and then you can send them to the High Radius stand. The High Radius sales team were really impressed. They had a constant stream of people coming over to their stand saying that the magician had sent them over. Day two was a bit more of a struggle. There was about 40 delegates there. However, 30 of them had been there on the first day, so there was only about 10 people that I hadn't spoken to before. And of course, all the exhibitors were exactly the same as the day before, so perhaps I'd worked the room a bit too hard on day one, and that gave me very little to do on day two. So I just walked around, chatted to people, asked them lots of questions about their software that they produce. I did spend a fantastic half an hour with two guys who were absolutely hammered. They were really good fun. Showed them some tricks, but really it was just a great bit of banter with them. And then the convention sort of closed down at about half two after lunch, but High Radius hung around right until the end. We were the last stand standing because we wanted to speak to a particular client and they were in a meeting, so we couldn't speak to them. Literally, they were getting their coats from the cloakroom, and I stopped them and I showed them a really quick trick, and that gave us an in, and then we were able to chat to them for 15 minutes about their setup of their company, and the sales team were really happy. Unfortunately, when I came out of the convention at about 5:30, the circle line was closed. So I got to Victoria Station and there was people shouting into the crowd that it would be an hour and a half wait on the Victoria line. And so I came out of the tube and then I was told that it would be about an hour's wait for a taxi. So I thought, it's a really good evening, I'll just walk to Embankment instead. Started to walk out of Victoria Station. I slipped off the curb and rolled my ankle and really did do myself a really bad injury. I actually had to fight the tears back, it was that bad. And then I got up and tried to walk for half an hour on my really swollen ankle, which was really not a good idea, but I didn't feel like there was any other way I could get home. It did mean that I saw them filming this little thing, I guess is something to do with the crown. Hi everyone, it's about 8:30 on Friday the 25th of March 2022 and I'm on my way home after the second day of the World Finance Forum, doing magic for High Radius. The circle line was closed, so I had to walk from Victoria to Embankment. I've really hurt my ankle. So, ice, ibuprofen, bath maybe, and then some sleep, ready for tomorrow's 90th birthday party. Good afternoon everyone, it's Chris here, your favourite magician once again, and I am here in the Eden Centre for yet another gig. It is Saturday the 26th of March and I am absolutely shattered. My punishing schedule is catching up with me. I didn't sleep very well last night and my ankle is hurting as well, so I'm on the painkillers for that. And I've got a headache as well, so I'm on the painkillers for that as well. I've done my can of Relentless to wake me up a little bit. And we are celebrating a 90th birthday today. So let's go inside and see how this party's gonna go. Today's gig went exactly as expected. It was a quiet afternoon tea for a 90th birthday. The only funny thing was that when I first got to the Eden Centre, big sign saying party and then an arrow. I walked around the corner and you could hear the music absolutely thumping through the doors, and I could see through the windows that there was about 100 kids all running about, playing with toys, balloons, loads of cake everywhere. And I thought, oh my goodness, they've booked me for a 90th birthday, but actually what they want is crowd control. They want someone to entertain the kids while they have a party. So I went back to the car. I got everything correct pockets. I didn't have kids stuff with me because I wasn't expecting kids to be there. I was expecting adults because I knew I'd have no setup time when I got in there. I'd be doing balloon models for most of the hour that I was there. And walked into the room, said, "Hello everyone, I'm the magician." They all looked at me like I had said that I was the police. They stopped in their tracks, they went silent, and they said, "I think you're probably in the wrong place." I came back out. I said to reception staff, "Is there another party?" And they said, "Oh yes, down there, outside. You've got to go outside, down to the bottom of the corridor, and there'll be another party in the room on the end." So it just shows you, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. 7 years now I've been professional magician. I still get confused when there's two parties going on in the same venue. It is Sunday the 27th of March, and I have just finished my third ever kids magic show. It was a full-on show, so that was an hour of magic and then an hour of party games. And it wasn't a disaster. It certainly wasn't very good either, but definitely some more practice needed. But the client was happy. They paid in full, so you can't complain. I recognise that it's not my strongest skill. I was filling in for someone that wasn't well, so it's not something I normally say to people that I can do. But it went okay. It wasn't a disaster. So lessons learned, and I'll put together some proper material for next time. Have a think about what I'm going to do to bulk up the material. I swear I thought I had an hour's worth, but I got through it all in about 45 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to empty the car. I'm absolutely starving, so I'm going to get myself some lunch and then enjoy the rest of my Sunday, what's left of it. I will see you guys soon. Cheers, bye then. So the end of a very busy week for me, and most people would celebrate with maybe a beer or some JD and Coke, but not me. I've got Greek style yogurt with coconut. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I could go through tubs and tubs of this thing. And some chocolate milkshake. That's how I like to celebrate. Back of the net. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into what I get up to with my time as a professional magician. I hope I'm going to do some more of these videos in the future. It's been a lot of fun putting this one together. It's also a lot of work as well, so I can't promise that I'm going to have the time to actually get another one done anytime soon. Maybe I'll do some trick reviews, maybe some deck reviews, and maybe I'll go through my close-up case and show you exactly what I take to a gig. Please hit that subscribe button, give me a like and a share, and comment below what would you like to see me do next on the channel. As always, take care, and I'll see you soon.